Peace and blessings, world, and welcome to another edition of Fresh Perspective, where we give you a fresh take on this week's hot topics. And wow, the Shield has given us another good one. But before I get started, I'm your host, Irvin Hawkins, and I'd like to introduce our panel today. First, we have the young and talented Mr. Denzel Chappelle. How you feeling, my brother?
Good world, I'm alright. I can't complain. How y'all doing?
All right, we have the great orator and tactician. I call him the GOAT, Mr. DB. How you feeling today?
What's going on, man? Just trying to see if the Falcons gonna lay an egg or they gonna get a win.
And we got the blueprint, Mr. Jeremy Flanagan. Talk to me.
What's good? How everybody doing? Let's get it, man. I'm ready to talk about this fabulous victory on yesterday. It was a tough one, but
All
home field
right.
advantage and we clinched. Let's get it.
And speaking of that fabulous victory, it was Week 15, and Week 15 featured a battle of the two of the top teams in the AFC. But the question, even though it was an awesome game, I have two questions. Was it a catch or was it not a catch? And then actually, I'd like to add one more question. Even if it was a catch, how do you like that rule? Now, Jeremy, I know you're salivating, but I'm gonna start with the great orator and tactician. Was it a catch? Was it not a catch? And if it
Ain't no
was a
need to
catch,
start. Ain't no need to start with me, man. Let's just go ahead and dive right in. I don't care what the rules say. We all watched it live. We know what that was. Roger Goodell, you want to earn your check, you want to earn your salary. This is the first rule that you need to evaluate and change. Matter of fact, I would have liked to see you get on the horn and called in to the referees that night and say that was a touchdown. But that was a bunch of absolute crap. Tom Brady went down the field, made one of the best plays of the game and do what he always done. That's why he's one of the greats, if not the greatest quarterback of all time. Because when it's time, he gonna deliver. We knew he was gonna do it. But Big Ben say I'm one of the greats as well, and he went right down the field, two plays, and got money, and they just robbed that man. Worst case scenario, that ball was supposed to be down at the 1 yard line. Once you break the plane, I felt like that was a touchdown. But still, they're gonna say that he didn't complete the act of the catch. Man, that's a bunch of crap. He caught the ball and he turned around. We all know what that was. But by rule, by the letter of the law, no different than what they say you can pull out a index card at the Cowboy game to measure a first down at, and then you bent the paper to see clearly that the paper was bent and the first down was short. But because you bend the paper, the ball touched that. It's a first down. Like they need to really, really, really get these calls under control because this weekend they cost a lot of game. We had another bad call up there in the Green Bay game. They say that was a fumble, and then in another game, the exact same play happened against the Cowboys and the Raiders. They say that was not a fumble. There's a bunch of crap going on last week as far as the refereeing is concerned.
okay, I see the great orator and tactician is on fire, but I see the blueprint. He cannot wait to get a piece of this, man. Was it a catch, Jeremy?
According to the by the letter of the law, right, it was not a catch. But if we out on the streets, or just say we playing football, we usually play the game. If you look at it, yeah, it's a catch, right? We say that it's a catch. But according to the rules in the NFL, right now, it's not a catch.
You know, Jeremy, I got to put you on the spot because this is fresh
The ball
perspective,
moved,
and this is what
not
we
a
do.
catch.
But isn't it kind of weird that these obscure rules always seem to benefit the Patriots?
Well, no, I'm not gonna say that because they don't always
Of
seem to
course, he's not gonna
benefit
say that.
us.
That's his team.
They don't always seem to be. No, it's not that they always benefit us. It's just that at the end of the day, the rule is what the rule
Hey,
is.
since when,
And if it's a rule that's
Jeremy?
set
I
in
got a
place,
question for you. Since when one rule didn't benefit you?
rules benefit everybody. Rules
No, bro.
benefit
No,
holding
bro.
calls, pass interference
We ain't talking about
calls.
that. Since when did the tuck
We
rule
can't
didn't
help that it's
benefit you?
significant at the end of the
Spygate
game.
didn't benefit you. Deflategate didn't benefit you. Jacob Edelman making an insane catch in the Super Bowl didn't benefit you. The trick play you
Okay,
ran,
so but we
the
not
trick
see.
play you ran against Baltimore didn't benefit you. The bullshit that we just had last week didn't benefit you. When did something
See,
not
but you the
go in your
main one
favor?
who always talk about tell the truth, right? You the main one who always say tell the
No,
truth, right?
that's your quote when you're not telling the
Okay.
truth. Tell the people the
I'm
real
saying
truth.
you say tell the truth, right? So in telling the
No, that's what
truth,
you say.
for
I'm
one,
not gonna take
we
credit for your. I'm not gonna take credit for running your quotes.
okay. Now I allowed you to speak, right? So now it's my time to speak. And what I'm telling you is, for one, that was not a catch according to the laws in NFL, the rules that's in place. It wasn't a catch, and the reason why it wasn't a catch because the
No
ball moved.
argument.
The ball
No
moved,
argument from
so
me.
it wasn't no catch. If we go
No
back
argument from me there.
and we talk
Said it's
about
bullshit.
you want to talk about the tuck rule, that's fine. You could talk about the tuck rule. Did he tuck the ball or whatever the case may be? Hey, at the end of the day, it was in the rules, right? It was
It
in
was
the rules. So
not in the
what
rule.
happened?
They made the rule up right there. It was
So they
not in
just
the
made that
rule.
up on the
Tell the
fly.
whole story. It was not
Hey,
in the rule. And after the game and the season, when they redo the rules at the end of the year, they made it a rule. Tell the
okay,
truth.
I tell you what, man, y'all hugging up the mic and Mr. Young and Talented is sitting there waiting. Listen, we had one guy saying it's not a catch. We having another guy saying it is a catch. In the spirit of the game, would you like to see this rule changed, or you feel like this is what it is? Courtney, get some.
That's a catch, man. You catch, you put your knee in the ground, you turn for the worst case scenario. It's a catch and a fumble, but he still recovered it, so it's still a fucking touchdown. If you running butt ass naked in the middle of the field and you drop down on your knee, they'll say down by contact on the knee. If I pick the shit off, if I pick that ball off and land on my knee, they'd have stopped you somewhere else. Like, it's a catch. We know that. He landed on his knee and then went forward in. Now, me personally, all right, you want to say he fumbled it, whatever the case may be. I thought it was a catch fumble and he recovered it in the end zone. Whatever the case may be. I still think they made a bad decision on the fake spike, throw it into the middle. Really, I'm gonna be real with you. I really don't care because I think Pittsburgh lost that game. They was up 11 with 4 minutes, and somehow, somewhere, they allowed that shit to get away from them. So I really don't care. The rule is very stupid. It makes no sense. That's a catch. Because then what is a fucking catch then? What must I do?
Devontae.
But
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Well,
I
well,
think
let me
actually,
ask you. Let me ask this question. Let me ask this one question. Let me ask this one
go ahead,
question.
brother.
So we like we said. I think Court brought up a good point. You know, he was talking about uh the Pittsburgh Steelers actually losing that game. They lost this game given the simple fact that with Big Ben, who turned into I don't know Big lost in the brain. He wanted to
He,
blame the loss on.
no, they lost
He
that
wants to
game.
blame the loss
Oh,
on the
don't do
coach.
that.
When for
Don't do
one,
that. Don't
he
do
threw
that.
the ball.
Don't do
Hold
that.
on, let's be
Don't
real.
do
Let's
that.
be real.
Don't
He
do
threw the
that.
ball. He was
I got
lost.
him, D-Bird.
You gotta call him big loss. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you
I
why.
got him, D-Bird. Don't worry about it. I
Let me
got
tell you
him.
why. He's big loss.
I got him.
Because for one, on second down, you throw the ball to Darius Hayward Bay, right? You throw the ball to Hayward Bay, who don't get out of bounds. The clock is still running. You got 2 downs left. You have 2 downs left. What do? He goes for the. Come on, everybody know with New England, you
that's
don't throw
So
the
you say,
ball in the
bro.
end zone.
Jamie, for the
Don't.
record,
Bird,
that's
I
what they
got him.
do
I got
in
him.
that situation, bro. They
You
go
have
for
2.
that.
Hold on. Come on. Hold on. Time out. DB, you being a head coach in that situation,
That's what they
third down,
do.
you got 2 downs, bro. Do
Yeah,
you
but
go?
that's what they
You got a
do.
chance to.
They got
So what
2
do you
game
do?
winners this year on that play. Stop
Really?
playing with
On,
me, but
on,
it's
on
what
on
they
third
do.
down. On third down?
Hold on,
Okay, so what's after third down, bro?
hold
On
on.
After
third
third
down.
down is 4th down. So if we don't score a touchdown here,
Third down. If you don't get it on third down, guess what? You could throw a flag route or a post corner or whatever, back pylon, to where you still have time on the clock to give yourself the field goal if you don't
hey
score
sir,
the touchdown on
hey
the
sir,
third down.
hey sir, they had one
You don't
timeout
line
remaining.
up like you're going to fake spike.
They had
And
they,
the only person who
they had one timeout remaining, sir.
who fell for it, who fell for the fake spike? Nobody.
I got a rule.
Nobody.
Do
So
not
who fault is that?
do not throw a slant at the goal line on the New England Patriots. I think that should be a rule. But once again, we're at week 15 and the playoff picture is starting to take shape. In the AFC side.
Hold on. Before you do that, I just want to ask Jeremy a question. Before
Okay,
you
go
do
ahead.
that, they wouldn't let me get my point. I want to ask him a question because he said they lost it on Big Ben. What about Tom Brady throwing that fucking duck that the cornerback just dropped? You're not gonna talk about that?
Really, but Tom bounced right back and drove us
No,
right
don't
down the
go.
field,
Really, don't go.
and
No,
hit
no, no,
Gronk in the
no.
end zone.
Do not talk. See, you're doing it
And we
again.
went for
I
two.
didn't ask you about the rest of the play. I
And we
want to
went
know
for two.
about the duck he threw. Tell me about the
And we
duck
went for
he
two.
threw.
And we went for two and
Did
scored.
he throw a duck? Yes or no?
The ball was tipped.
No. Did Tom Terrific throw a duck? Yes or no? Don't drink now. You ain't thirsty. You ain't been thirsty the whole conversation.
Does that what does that matter though? If he threw a duck.
Okay,
Hey,
that's
Courtney.
Tom Terrific.
Hey, Hawk,
That's
sipping
Tom
Kool-Aid.
Falcons
Terrific.
probably gonna win
Mr.
this
He out
game.
there
Let's go to the
throwing
Cowboys
ducks.
right now. He running.
He's
That-
What does
struggling.
that
I can't believe
was some
I'm
Kool-Aid.
doing
All
this
right,
because he's
quick.
struggling. Just like I lost to Miami the week before.
He's
Threw
struggling?
picks out there in Pittsburgh, and his ass out there struggling, and you know it.
All
You
right,
going off
time
that
out.
win. I'm telling
Time
you,
out.
he's
Time out. We
struggling
not
out there.
time out. Time out. Before this game, what did I say? I said it was going to be tough going to Miami. And then I told
Name a
last
corner
week
in
on the
Pittsburgh.
show, last week on the show, last week on the show, what did I say? Us going into
Name a
Pittsburgh was
corner
going to
for
be
the
tough for
Pittsburgh
us.
Steelers.
Was going to be tough for us, given the fact of how we've been playing all year long and the injuries we've been having all year long.
Name a corner or a safety for
Everybody
the
hurt
Pittsburgh
around this
Steelers.
time of year, bro.
Yeah, but everybody's not missing their star receiver, star running back.
Pittsburgh
Come on,
was
bro.
yesterday.
Our
They
whole
should've won the
receiving
game.
core, our whole receiving core is injured. What is you talking about?
Antonio
Name
Brown
a-
is better than your entire receiving core put together, and he was not in the game.
We
And
don't want to talk
Pittsburgh
about
is not
Antonio
one
Brown
time
because he never
made
had
an
big games
excuse.
against us.
Pittsburgh
We
has
don't
not
want to
made
talk
one
about
excuse.
Y'all asking
about
the wrong
anything
question.
about
Y'all asking the wrong.
He never
Hello?
had big games against us. Try again. Give me somebody
Name
else.
a corner.
You hear about Antonio Brown?
Name a corner or a safety for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Jeremy.
Don't care either.
So shut the fuck up then. I don't want to hear shit.
All right, fellas.
I don't know and I don't care. But what I'm saying.
Hold on, Jeremy.
Oh.
It's week 15. Okay, week 15, and the playoff picture is starting to take shape on the AFC side. New England has already punched their ticket. Pittsburgh already punched their ticket. The surprising Jacksonville Jaguars have already punched their ticket. Now, if the playoffs started today, KC, Tennessee, and Buffalo would be in. But it doesn't start today, so knocking at the door, we got my Baltimore Ravens. We got the LA Chargers. And at 6-8, probably out of it, but they're close. We got Oakland. Who makes it in? Courtney, talk.
Chargers.
Who
Not
makes
the
it in?
Chargers.
Oh, okay. So you're saying LA gets in. Who else?
Yeah, LA gets in. The Rams.
Baltimore get in.
Okay, so you're saying Baltimore and the Chargers. What about you, DB?
Allow me to collect my thoughts, bro.
I'm gonna say Kansas City.
Kansas City is probably going to win the division now. They lost 6 straight games, so they had a lot of time to look at themselves in the mirror and regroup and refocus. So they're good to win two out of their last 3. They have got their running back going. The running game is back going. Hunt is back on the hunt, running the ball very strong. Truth be told, I was really pulling for the Chargers, but Phillip Rivers, he always find a way to throw a late game interception or a big interception in a key moment in big games. And I think he's going to do that again with the pressure on him. He's going to try to go win the game instead of just let the game manifest itself and just play it out.
Sound like Eli Manning and Ben Roethlisberger to me.
So y'all feel like Tennessee is out? Y'all feel like Tennessee not going to make it?
Well, to comment on what Courtney just said, make no mistake about it. I've always said that Phillip Rivers is the most talented out of the two. Me and you both agree that Big Ben walked into the best scenario. And say what now?
He the biggest loser out the 3 too.
No, hey, I said talent. I ain't saying nothing about the wins and losses. I'm not gonna discredit that, all right? I'm not gonna discredit Phillip Rivers not getting it done. That's why number 9 is my guy, and he got it done when it was his time.
Hey, but Kansas City, if you look at Kansas City last 2 games, they got 2 games left. They played the Miami Dolphins and the Denver Broncos.
They're gonna lose to Miami.
They got Miami at home, and they go to Denver and play Denver in the last
They're
game.
gonna lose to Miami.
I think they beat Miami and they beat Denver and
They're
win
gonna lose to Miami because you got Andy Reid
and
and
sneak in
Alex
the
Smith
playoffs.
together.
Okay, very
So
interesting.
when you got
If they
two
if
fuck
they
ups in
lose
the
to,
middle,
if they lose to Miami, they don't deserve to be in. Any team that loses to Miami this year doesn't deserve a championship.
The Patriots lost to Miami.
The Falcons lost too. Don't do that. The Falcons
did that.
lost too. Don't do that.
I'm just saying. I'm just commenting on what he said. I was gonna say my team lost. I ain't scared.
Why you didn't say
I'm
yours
not scared to
first?
say
Say
that.
yours
You are,
first
bro.
then. You got on all that Falcon
Now-
gear, but you see a
And we
Patriot.
taking care of business.
Now on the
You see
NFC
a Patriot with all that Falcon gear on, but don't say nothing about your Falcons though.
Yeah, I did say something about my Falcons. We up 10 right now. We gonna
Who
take
gonna,
care
who
of
gonna
business.
lose? Who's gonna lose to New Orleans?
Hey, but on the NFC side, now Jeremy, you bring up a good point because on the NFC side, it's real good. Only 2 teams have punched the ticket: Philadelphia and Minnesota. But you got the 10-4 Rams. You got the 10-4 New Orleans Saints. You got the 10-4 Carolina Panthers. You got an 8-5 who are probably on their way to being 9-5 tonight in the Atlanta Falcons. If it started today, those are your teams knocking on the door. You got 8-6 Detroit, 8-6 Seattle, 8-6 Dallas, 7-7 Green Bay. It's going to be real hot on the NFC side. Jeremy, who gets in?
I think definitely the Rams gets in. They had the best running back in the league in Todd Gurley. They are, I mean, what they put on display yesterday against Seattle was up 34-0 at halftime. I mean, that's your team right there. But I think if Carolina play like Carolina played on yesterday, I see Carolina getting in.
Okay. So real quick, DB. Any of the guys knocking at the door going to get in, or you think it's going to be Philadelphia, Minnesota, LA, New Orleans, Carolina, and Atlanta?
Yeah, I pretty much think that's what it's going to be. And we're going to go ahead and solidify the NFC South as being the best and the most competitive conference in the NFL. The Falcons currently hold head-to-head on everybody in the hunt. So if they end up with the exact same record, those teams are in trouble because the Falcons done beat Seattle. They done beat the Cowboys. They beat Green Bay, and they beat it's another team right there in the hunt too, and they beat them as well.
Okay, so Courtney, do you agree? Is it the same teams that's going to get in today that's going to get in? Do you think somebody creeps in?
This is a difficult one. Do I think the same teams that's in there are gonna get in? Do I want them to? No, but I don't think Seattle got enough no more. Dallas in. And I damn sure don't want Green Bay in. So if I got it, I guess I'd take the Falcons to get in. But I don't want their ass in either. I really wish it was like a fourth one that I really don't care for. But whatever. It's cool.
But the Saints, if you look at the Saints just got the Falcons and then Tampa Bay, who they beat 30-10 already in the year. The Saints, I mean, hey, they slowly but surely, if they take care of business against Atlanta on Sunday, they could be cooking with grease. Lose, they done, right?
Okay.
Right now, right?
And so we coming up on the end of this week's show, and it's time for the final perspective. So, Courtney, you've been kind of quiet a little bit this show. So I need you to start. I need you to set it off. What's your final perspective on Week 15 in the NFL?
Final perspective in the NFL is the most scariest football team in the entire NFL, the Jacksonville Jaguars. If y'all don't watch out and y'all don't take them serious, for all of you guys in the NFL, especially in the AFC, you guys will be in for a rude awakening as they run through 90% of their NFL. They got a solid defense, front to back.
They got a good
defense.
attitude.
They not great defense, back to back. They young. They got attitude. They got a run game. They got a couple receivers, and All they got to do is get their quarterback in a rhythm and just ask him to be a quarterback. He ain't got to be a superstar. He ain't got to be Tom Brady. He ain't got to be Aaron Rodgers. He just got to make the right throws, checkdowns, and they can pretty much deal with anybody in their path. I think the NFL should be on notice.
Okay, wow. Y'all heard it here on Fresh Perspective. NFL be on notice. Jacksonville is coming. Blueprint. Final perspective on Week 15.
Final perspective on Week 15 is make sure you catch the football. That's it.
All right. And that leads us to the great orator and tactician. Week 15. Final perspective.
Couple things, man. Shout out to my boy Denzel Chappelle for paying a little homage on the Jacksonville Jaguars and the team and the defense. Me and him had a real good discussion about these guys, probably about, I don't know, week 3 or week 4. But I'm glad that they continue to play at a high level, so I can have at least one time where I'm like, I told you, because Court always get a lot of them I told you and start laughing at me. So it's nice for me to get one of them because it's been a while. And that's number one. Number two, I need the Falcons to go ahead and tighten up. Jameis just went down the field, got money real quick. 4 minutes is the 4-minute drill. We know what this look like for us. Hard for us to get out the field. And then I also want to say in closing, long live Kobe Bryant.
All right. We got a reference to the Mamba. I know this is our NFL show, but we got to respect the man who is getting 2 numbers retired in the same night. That, if that isn't greatness, I don't know what is. But my final perspective on Week 15 is these rules. The NFL rule book is probably thicker than 2 Harry Potter books stuck together. We gotta make these rules simplified. I mean, 20 years ago, Jeremy, that would have been a catch, and that would have been a great comeback by the Pittsburgh Steelers, and that I can't stand to make that statement because I'm a Raven, true and tried and true. But for football, 20 years ago, that would have been a catch. So I think the NFL just needs to refine some of these rules, stop making them so complicated, and let's continue to put out a great product that the fans are going to continue to enjoy. And once again, world, you were listening to Fresh Perspective. Hope you enjoyed it. If you like what we're doing here, hit the like button, hit the share button. Tell a friend, follow us on Twitter, and we'll see you at the next show. Peace and blessings.